starts are easy. This advice will help to ensure that you are always confident about hill starts. By using this simple trick you will always move away safely in a car with a conventional handbrake. The trick is to use the handbrake as a safety lever to prevent the car from rolling back while you adjust your feet during an uphill start. When new drivers have a problem with starting on hills, it is usually because they are worried about rolling back. If the car rolls back, even a little bit, they panic and start tap dancing with the pedals. But the truth is, if you can move off okay on a level road, you already have all the skill you need to move off on a hill. Using this method, you will only adjust your feet on the pedals when the car is safely secured with the handbrake is firmly pulled on. Method. Start by preparing the car. Select first gear and press the gas pedal, accelerator, so the engine makes a bit more noise than it does for a flat road start. Next, bring the clutch up to the biting point, the point where the engine starts to connect with the wheels. Now keep both of your feet still. Make your normal safety checks, look all around and use your mirrors, and then release the handbrake very gently, no more than a few millimeters. If the starts to move, back or forward, keep your feet still and pull the handbrake back on again. Readjust your feet while the car is secure, double-check that the road is still clear, and then try again. Repeat this until you have full control. By using this method you will feel secure in the knowledge that you can't roll back more than a couple of centimeters at the very most. With practice you will find that you soon get the right feel for the clutch every time and that you won't need to pull handbrake back at all. It's simply a matter of confidence. Steering clear of trouble. Look at what you want to hit. Your first response to the statement above might be "I don't want to hit anything." But you will be drawn towards whatever you put your main focus of attention on, what you are looking at. So it follows that if you look at the obstacles, you will probably hit them. Almost all steering problems are related to observation. By looking well ahead and keeping your eyes moving you will be gathering as much information as possible. This is essential for effective steering control. When steering through narrow gaps, for example, between parked cars, keep looking well ahead and aim for the clear space. If you look ahead early you will always be on the correct course, you don't need to look at the obstructions. This is a bit like throwing a dart or shooting an arrow from a bow. The aim is taken early and then the arrow follows the correct course. Turning right or left in countries where you drive on the right. Many new drivers have problems when turning right or completing the final leg of the turn in the road, three-point turn, maneuver. This is because they are looking in the wrong place. The natural tendency is to look at the end of the bonnet or directly in front of the car, but you should be looking through your driver's door window. Fix your view well along the new road and then as your head or your eyes start to move back towards the front, this will happen as the car moves around the corner, move the steering wheel with them. On the diagram, the driver starts to steer at point A. At this point observation should be through the driver's door window, towards point C. At point B the driver's head will be moving back to the front as the view of point C is moving from the driver's door window to the windscreen. As the driver's head moves, the wheel should also move, gently, to straighten up the car. This is because, although the car is still angled across the road at point B, the front wheels are pointing towards point C. Drivers who do not look at what they want to hit, point C, will usually straighten up late or need to rush the steering, turning the wheel faster than is really necessary. Both of these things can cause major problems. Checking your blind spots. When moving off, you must always make sure that it's clear and safe. This is one thing that your driving instructor will stress time and time again during your driving lessons. As you sit in the driving seat you can see clearly to the front, and when you use your mirrors you can see most of what's behind. But there will be some areas around the car that need special attention, areas that you can't see clearly. These are the blind spots. Blind spots. A blind spot is an area that can't be seen in your mirrors or that is masked by parts of the car's structure. An example of a blind spot caused by the car's structure would be the front windscreen pillars. These can mask a distant object such as a motorcycle at a junction. With this in mind, you must always take special care to compensate for blind spots by moving in your seat when necessary in order to get a good view. When moving off, the blind spots behind your left and right shoulders are critical. For example, if you look at the diagram, you can see that the gray car that emerging from the junction would not be visible in the mirrors of the red car. If the driver of the red car moved off without seeing the gray car, there could easily be an accident. To compensate for this blind spot, you need to check over your right shoulder before moving off from the left-hand side of the road. You will find much more information about moving off safely in the full Driver Active online course. Remember that this information is not only essential for safety during your driving lessons, it is absolutely essential for safe driving and keeping a full no-claims insurance bonus after you pass the driving test. Using a hazard routine. A hazard routine is a basic drill, or system of actions, that you will use each time you approach a hazard. A hazard is anything that causes you to change your speed or direction, for example, junctions, parked cars, animals on the road, etc. By taking a routine approach, you will be sure that it is safe to carry out any action that may be necessary to deal with the hazard safely. The basic routine for driving in the UK is Mirrors Signal Maneuver, abbreviated to MSM. The full routine, however, has more abbreviations. MSM, PSL, LAD. See the steps below for the meaning of each letter in the abbreviation. MSM in action. The sequence of actions that make up this expanded Mirrors Signal Maneuver, MSM, hazard routine is. The example below describes how you would use this basic routine to make a right turn. The diagram shows a car in the UK where we drive on the left. 1. Mirrors. As soon as you are aware that there is a hazard ahead, you must check your mirrors to see what is happening behind. Just looking is not enough, you must ask yourself the question, is it safe to carry out my maneuver? 2. Signal. When you are sure that it's safe, ask yourself if there are any other road users who need to know what you intend to do. If there are other road users, give the appropriate signal, by indicator, or more brake lights. After signaling, check your mirrors again to find out how drivers behind are reacting. 3. Position. Check your mirrors to make sure that it's safe to move into the correct position for the maneuver. 4. Speed and gear. Use the foot brake to make sure that you have plenty of time to change gear before the hazard. If things feel rushed, you're going too fast. Make a final observation check all around and then complete your maneuver. 5. Look, assess, decide, act. While carrying out the hazard routine, you must keep a constant lookout for other road users. Doing this will help to ensure that you have all the information you need to make the correct decisions about your dealing with whatever is ahead. Note that mirrors have been mentioned at least 3 times in the routine above. There is no set number of times to check your mirrors. The important thing is that you must always know how your actions will affect following drivers and how their actions will affect your plans. Use your mirrors as often as necessary during the routine.